The San Jose Sharks offense struggles as they lose 4-1 to the Blue Jackets.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at the Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL on Tuesday with Seth. Want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen, proudly part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. If you want to be in every day, all you have to do is just follow wherever you get podcasts, or you can watch on YouTube as well. And today we're going to be discussing the offensive struggles. Where are the vets? As the Sharks just cannot generate any sustainable offense as they lose 4-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. We'll dig into the numbers of this game, and we'll check in on Quentin Musty, who made his return from his broken hand, and how he looked in his first game back. So let's start with the big story of this game, of course, being the Sharks offense inability to create anything. And this game, especially the first two periods, everything just felt just off, like a little bit off. Passes were just a little bit off. Everything was just not crisp. And that translated to, for a team that struggles to get shots on goal, shot attempts, all that fun stuff. The Sharks in the first two periods had a combined eight shots on goal, including two in the second period. It's hard to win games when you don't get the puck on net. Just by hashtag analysis, unless you're the Buffalo Sabres and you can score goals without getting shots on net, it's pretty hard to score goals when you don't get the puck on net. And credit to Columbus. Columbus just outplayed San Jose, especially the first two periods. Third period, Columbus very much parked the bus. We got a 3-goal lead. Like, it's the way the Sharks offense, like, fine. But credit to Columbus, like, they just outskated San Jose. They just outworked them. They were just the better team, flat out the better team. And like, good for Columbus. Columbus has been one of the best stories of the NHL this year. Like, good for them. But just the inability to generate offense, other than if your jersey has 71, 72, or 73 on it, just struggled to get anything going. And I know I typically look at the numbers later, but like Eklund, Celebrity, and Toffoli, they were good tonight. 18 shot attempts. Everybody else, like all the other lines that actually kind of played, like together. So you had Sturm, Dellinger, Goodrow, Zetterlund, Granlund, Smith play a little bit together. Smith, Cunnin, Wenberg, Zetterlund, Granlund, Graf. Those lines combined for 16 shots on goal. Like, this team is just struggling to generate offense. And unless you have a number in the 70s on your jersey, this team is just not getting any offense to go in. And you look, I don't want to pin it on one guy, but like, where has Mikael Granlund gone? Since December 1st, 20 games. Like, this is a month and a half now. Mikael Granlund, 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points. And while that's still 5th on the team, Granlund, who is basically like a point per game to start the season, 9 points. And I know, like, Zetterlund right now, Fabian Zetterlund is dealing with some injuries. That line's been kind of rotating some guys in and out. But like, and he's tough matchups, etc. But like, the hope was like you would have at least two lines that could create some sort of offense. That line got destroyed tonight. Zetterlund, Graf, and Granlund just crushed tonight. They had one shot attempt in almost 7 minutes. And when Smith got on the line, they played much better. But still, like, you bring in all these veterans, and most of these guys are kind of bottom six guys and not known for their offense, but like, you got to get some offense from somewhere. It can't just be one line, right? And credit to, Celebrini and that line of getting some offense going. And Eklund had an assist originally, but they ended up taking it away from him. If he had, so now he's actually now one assist behind Granlund for the team lead. But like, that line's been great the past couple games, right? Another goal, the only goal tonight coming from that line. Had a couple of other opportunities that were, again, this line just the whole team tonight just a little bit off, right? Where a couple of great little opportunities. Eklund had a couple chances to score, but again, you can't realistically just be a one-line offense. And the Sharks need to find somebody else to step up. And again, I know Zetterlund is not 100%, right? He's been kind of in and out of practice. The dude's a warrior. He's going to play every game. But they need to find some sort of offense from the forwards, right? You can't just expect that one line to continue to generate all your goals. I will say Will Smith tonight. I thought Will Smith was excellent tonight. Had some opportunities, got promoted to play with try to find some offense on that Granlund line. His decision making tonight, I thought was really good. Sometimes where there was one where he you think he should have shot. Great, made the right decision. Great pass to Nico Sturm, who got robbed, to be honest, on that play. But Smith played really well. But again, right, you're trying to ask Celebrini and you're trying to ask Smith, and like you're basically, your offense is coming from like four guys right now. Like sustained offense is coming from four guys right now. And the veteran guys, Granlund and Wenberg and Cunnin and some of these other guys, like they need to start kind of pulling their weight offensively, because you can't win games when, again, you're getting two shots on goal. Like 2 shots on goal. It's a tough way to live. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the big thing. You're playing the Islanders, who are a very low event team here on Saturday. You're playing the Bruins, who are struggling but still have plenty of offense, and then you're playing Nashville on Tuesday. Like, there are very winnable games here, but again, like, I don't care who you're playing. If you cannot, you can't expect to win a game when you're getting 2 shots on goal in a game. Like, that is just absurd. And again, third period numbers, like when we dig into the numbers here, third period is going to, definitely with putting lipstick on the pig, as the numbers look way closer than they should be. But just again, the game was out of hand. It was 3-0. You knew, there was just no way that the Sharks were going to be able to kind of generate 3 goals in a period against especially the way the Blue Jackets have been playing all night tonight. So we'll dig into the numbers here. We'll talk about Alexandar Georgiev, who, again, I know he gave up 3 goals tonight, but continuing to play well, quietly playing well. So we'll dig into all that. And then, of course, we'll talk about Quinton Musty. So get that here in just 1 second. From the first whistle to the final drive, FanDuel makes the NFL playoffs even more exciting. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win your first bet. That's $300 to keep the action going. FanDuel app is easy to navigate with a variety of bets to keep every game exciting. Plus, when you win, you get paid instantly. No waiting around for your winnings, whether you're into betting on your favorite team or just looking to add some extra excitement to the playoffs. FanDuel's got you covered. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today and get started with $300 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right. Before we continue, of course, we're going to dig into the numbers of this game. How the Sharks made this game look way better than it actually was. Again, kind of dig into the lines some more. Then talk about Georgiev. Do want to thank you guys for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Now's a great time. If you haven't already, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Or if you're listening on, especially on Apple, leave a nice review. Best way to grow the podcast is from you guys. So go ahead, do that now. Pause. I'll wait. So anyway, let's get into the numbers of this game. All right. 48-39 of 5-on-5. And this number does not feel right, especially because the third period shot attempts were 48-48, which again doesn't feel right because especially the shots on goal were so lopsided. So 50% Corsi for, actual shots 26-15 in favor of the Blue Jackets, scoring chances 21-20, 11-9 high danger chances in favor of the Sharks, and expected goals for 1.95 to 1.65 in favor of the Blue Jackets. But just the difference between the third period and the rest of this game. The shot attempts by the Sharks in the first two periods, 23 combined, 25 in the third period when the game was well out of hand, to make this game way closer than it should have, like at least look closer than it should have been. Blue Jackets only generated 8 shot attempts, and again, very much at 5-on-5, very much like they had, like this game was well in hand. So the shot, like again, getting 2 shot attempts in the second period is just bad. It's one of them was like a 90-foot Tyler Toffoli bomb, like that had really no chance of going in. And like you can say like the positive things, like maybe they weren't getting shots on goal, but they were still kind of generating some, it's 7 scoring chances to the Blue Jackets, 8 in the second period, 4-3 high danger chances in favor of the Sharks. Like those numbers look okay, and maybe just a little bit of bad puck luck to get but still, it just, you got to do a better. It's the Sharks they just pass up on so many shot opportunities, always kind of looking for that one little bit better shot. And I just think they just need to kind of just fire the puck at the net to try to generate anything. Looking at the forward line, so again, like the 70s line played almost 11 minutes tonight. They had 18 shot attempts to 11. Actual shots was 3-6. Had a goal, gave up a goal. 0.7 to 0.23 expected goals allowed. 7-3 scoring chances, 41 high danger chances for that line, with 7 defensive zone starts. Like that's pretty solid. Like that line has been clicking. I wouldn't touch that line. They need to keep doing their thing. That line has been great since you put it back together. Do not touch that line. Let them, because that is your best line. And it's probably been your best line all season. Maybe the Lund line, a little bit more, bigger sample size, but you got to, like, this line needs to stay together. And you need to kind of figure things out because it's a tough place right now, like I mentioned. So Sturm, Delanger, Goodrow played the next amount of minutes at 8:19. They had 7-5 shot attempts, 3-3 actual shots, 0.21 to 0.19 expected goals for, 2-2 scoring chances, 1-1 high danger chances. Okay, I guess. Like wasn't really anything too memorable other than the like from that line, to be honest. They just, kind of did their job, but nothing where you were like, "Ooh," like there wasn't one of those moments. Um Next was the Zettel and Granlund graph line, which I talked about. 654, one shot attempt, gave up 6, 0 to 2 shots for, 0 expected goals for, point 0.3 expected goals allowed, 1 to 2 scoring chances, 1 to 1 high danger chances. Maybe just a bad game. Maybe they had some, you know, tough assignments, et cetera, et cetera. But again, just Granlund has not been the same guy basically since the start of December, and they got to figure out something to get Granlund clicking, to try to find some other offense. And maybe if Zetterlund starts to get healthy, that might help as well. But that line right now has struggled a lot, and tonight they struggled a lot. Smith, Wenberg, Cunnin, 513, 3 to 6 shot attempts, 2 to 2 actual shots, gave up a goal. 0.05 to 0.1 expected goals allowed, 2 to 3 scoring chances, 2 to nothing high danger chances. I thought Wenberg struggled tonight, just kind of giving up the puck a lot. Just nothing felt connected tonight from the Sharks. And then finally, we did see Zettel and Granlund Smith play. 328, 5 to 3 shot attempts, 1 to 2 actual shots, 0.11 to 0.2 expected goals for, 2 to 3 scoring chances, 1 to 1 high danger chances. I wonder if, since Smith, a couple good games here, maybe as the Sharks try to generate some offense, maybe Smith gets a run with Zetterlund and Granlund here. Because again, you got to find something right now. So, defensively, I thought the Ferraro Liljegren line, like their Corsi 4 was good at 60%, but brutal turnover that led to the second goal, where Ferraro kind of gets pressured on the forecheck, kind of gives Liljegren a bit of a grenade. Liljegren's not in the greatest position, kind of already starting to break out, doesn't get the puck cleanly. Next thing you know, it's in the back of the net. Tough, kind of tough look there. Wallman CC were next at 46.88%, Corsi 4, then Vlasic Ruda at 44.44%. Congratulations, Mikael Vlasic, 1,300 career games, second most among San Jose Sharks, of course, with Mr. Shark himself, Patrick Marleau, leading the way. He's playing half decent like Vlasic, he's probably he's just gonna be the Sharks kind of 6th or 7th defenseman right now. But congratulations, man. 1,300 games in the NHL is a lot of games, especially with one team. That's I think he's what, like the 19th or 20th or something like that. Congratulations to Mark Edward Vlasic. So finally, Georgiev tonight. 30 saves on 33 shots, goals against 3, expected goals against 3.44. That's another positive game. 909 save percentage, 10 of 11 on high danger saves there, 8 of 10 on mid danger, and 10 for 10 on low danger. Georgiev's quietly strung together like 3 solid games here for the Sharks. And it was a little weird that we didn't see Askarov tonight. Maybe they're, fingers crossed, maybe they're kind of trying to set up Askarov for Tuesday against Nashville, which would be super tasty. But Georgiev, again, quietly doing some solid stuff here. A lot of 201s that he faced tonight. I'm not gonna fault him. Like, do you want to save in one of those? Probably, but he did make some big saves when he had to. Maybe the James Van Riemsdyk goal, not the empty netter, but the goal where with that tip, but that was a monster tip, like that changed insane direction. That was like looking to go high, and all of a sudden it just spikes on him. Maybe like you want the 5-hole cleaned up a little bit there, but I think Georgiev's quietly played pretty solidly for the Sharks here over the last few games. So hopefully he can continue to keep it going for San Jose. So we're gonna put a bow on this game because It just wasn't a fun game to like. The 70s line is great. The Sharks need to find some offense, and I think it starts with the Granlund line, which needs to just be better right now. So, yeah, let's talk Quentin Musty. All right, before we get to Quentin Musty and his first game back, do of course want to thank you guys for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. For your second listen, when you're done with this show, go check out one of the other great shows, including Locked On Fantasy Hockey. If your fantasy hockey team needs some help, they got you covered. Who to start, who to sit, who to drop, who to add, all that great stuff. Or check out any other shows here in the Bay Area. Locked On A's, Locked On Giants, Hot Stove Time, Locked On Warriors. Are they going to do anything? Like, are the Warriors just going to do anything other than just sit on their hands? And Locked On Niners, which definitely has a fun off season with a lot of questions to answer. So check out any of those shows or whatever team you like other than the Sharks, wherever you get podcasts, or of course you can watch on YouTube as well. Quinton Musty made his return on Sunday against for the Sudbury Wolves. Just, a casual 2-goal, 3-assist game from Quentin Musty in his return. But he looked really good. So I watched that game. I wrote about it on the Reef, like kind of my 3 observations from it. We also heard from Quentin Musty, Ben Leeson, who does a great job covering Sudbury. If you don't follow him, you should on Twitter. He's also on Blue Sky as well. Does a great job kind of like following the Wolves. If you want to, go follow him. He does a great job. So Musty, let's start with Musty kind of coming back and what he talked about. Because remember, right? Very weird season for Quentin Musty. Doesn't make the Sharks out of training camp. We were hoping going into the season he would maybe, at least get his 9 games before going back to the OHL. He goes back. He gets sent back, back to the OHL, back to Sudbury, and he doesn't report, right? And he requests a trade, and sits out for about a month before finally reporting to Sudbury. I think Mike Greer probably was like, dude, you need to get into camp. You need to go play games. Like, you're not going to get any better. We don't know. I'm just assuming Mike Greer was like, buddy, get back to playing. Plays 11 games. Breaks his hand and right around Thanksgiving, finally gets back. So they asked him, Ben Leeson asked him, like, well, the trade request that he rescinded, he said last year, and I quote, last year, our roster on paper, no offense to those guys, had a lot of veterans, a lot of high-end proven players, but we just didn't play the right way. That has changed a lot this year, and it's exciting to see the young kids come up and buy into everything, and even the older guys. So Musty seems very happy to be back in Sudbury, which is good. This Sudbury team, credit to them. I thought this team was going to fall off a cliff after Musty left. They have really kind of found 2 lines for them that are working right now. And I know they got beat tonight, and Quentin Musty did have a goal tonight. I haven't had a chance to watch the game, of course, because watching the Sharks, but this team is gotten a lot better. They went out and they got Henry Muse. Henry Muse, who I really liked in last year's draft. I was very excited for him to be a potential pick for the Sharks at 33. The Wolves traded for him at the trade deadline, but some of their young guys really kind of established themselves as a legitimate line. And now that gives the Wolves 2 like really good lines. With Musty kind of partner with Nathan Villanueva. It was a Kraken pick. I think he's like a 4th round Kraken pick, if I recall. And he was a Kraken. I just don't remember which round he was picked in. But anyway, this team is way deeper now. And let's start with that. Don't expect Quentin Musty to be playing on the Barracuda this year, because I just think this team is going to be playing deep into the OHL playoffs. I know like the Eastern Conference of the OHL is very tight up top. And the Wolves, if they play really well, could be like a 1, 2, 3. I think they're a 4 seed right now. They could easily work themselves into like a potential 2 seed and make a deep run, because they have a lot of great pieces. They really kind of added some stuff to their back end. So any hope of potentially seeing the Musty on the Barracuda this year, I think it would take a big upset for that to happen. But as for Quentin Musty in his game, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon on Sunday when they played Kingston. You just anytime Musty was on the ice, the Wolves were in the offensive zone, and Musty was doing Quentin Musty things of just generating offense, generating high danger passes, like passes to the high danger area, not like that. That's what I mean by that. So like passes to like the slot, passes to high danger, carrying the puck. Puck handling was a little, like you could tell, a little bit rusty there, which you would expect, right, with a guy who's a broken hand. But since it's not a lower body injury, he can kind of still keep the cardio up. But one of the things I was really impressed with was seeing Quentin Musty play penalty kill minutes. And the way Sudbury, especially the way they use their penalty kill, where it's very like attack. If you get a chance, attack. Musty did have he had a beautiful assist on a shorthanded goal where it's a 2-on-1. He has the defenseman is kind of shading towards him. Actually, no, it's a 2-on-2. Sorry. Excuse me. He has a defenseman on him. He like stops on a dime. The defenseman basically just like falls because he has no chance to try to keep up with Musty. And Musty just slides it over. Easy goal. Like beautiful play by Quentin Musty. But it's good to see again, like for him to work on playing in his defensive zone, kind of reading those type of plays. I still think Musty he's going to have to learn how to use his body more when he plays against professional men, right? Because right now, Quentin Musty's just bigger, faster, stronger than all the OHL guys. And this was what we saw, especially in training camp and preseason, is when you're not bigger, faster, stronger than everyone, how else do you adapt? And I think that's why Musty's going to need to spend some time in the AHL to kind of just adapt his game to playing guys who are the same size, strength, and speed as him. But Musty is just, his ceiling is so high because of just that toolkit that he has. And I 100% believe he's going to figure it out. But it was just good to see. I honestly had kind of low expectations for Musty in his first game get back, because I was just like, if he gets like a point and has a couple like good opportunities, like that's a great first game back. He was on fire. Was the first start of the game was I don't want to say easily, but was their best player. Like I said, anytime he was on the ice, he commanded the game. Whether it was, like I said, controlling the puck, getting shots, creating those high danger opportunities for his line mates. It was just good to see. A nice reminder of just how much of a monster Quentin Musty can be, especially when he's on his game. And Sunday, he was on his game. So, like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch, of course, tonight because I was watching the Sharks. I do know Musty had a goal, but they got, I think they lost like 6-2 or something like that. So I'll try to check it out here whenever I get a chance. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Quentin Musty. It's just, again, he's so fun to watch. He was really great that game. So we'll be back Saturday night, especially because the Sharks have three games in 4 days. They go Saturday, they have a Monday early game, and then they play Tuesday against Nashville. So we're gonna have a little bit of a different schedule for that, so that way we can kind of cover all those games. So we'll have an episode Saturday night after the game. Then we'll be back Monday. Right after the Bruins game, which is I think it's like a 10 a.m. puck drop. So get your coffee. So make sure you're following wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at My Fry Hole. Till Saturday night. Bye, friends.